Welcome to this edition of Beep, behind each and every product, covering the latest products and features in our platform at Click and Pledge.
Today we're doing a really crucial deep dive. We're calling it Mentalizing the Donor. Are you talking to yourself?
That sounds pretty deep.
It is, but the core idea is actually something we all do every day. It's called mentalizing. It's our ability to understand that other people have their own rich internal worlds, beliefs, feelings, intentions, all separate from our own.
And our mission for this deep dive is to really figure out why this basic human skill, something that's, essential for any real relationship, just seems to disappear when we go into professional mode.
Exactly.
We see fundraisers, people who are so passionate about their cause, and they craft these appeals that they just skip that whole step. And we think that's a huge strategic failure.
It really is. It's the difference between, say, shouting at a crowd and actually connecting with one person in it.
Let's start with how we do this automatically. Think about just meeting a friend for coffee. Your brain isn't just hearing their words, you're scanning them, right? You're processing 100 different nonverbal cues in a split second. It's like mentalizing at warp speed.
You're adapting your entire response based on what you're picking up from them. It's this built-in relational intelligence we all have.
Totally.
Yeah.
So if they walk in and they've got this huge smile, shoulders are relaxed, you instantly know, okay, something good happened.
They got the job.
They got the job. And your reaction is immediate. It's high energy. It's celebratory. You match their state.
But if they come in and their shoulders are slumped, they're not making eye contact.
Yeah.
You know something is wrong.
You know they're hurting. So you don't launch into some cheerful story.
Yeah.
You quiet down. You offer support. That's how we build trust.
And that really brings us to the critical question we have to ask ourselves.
Which is?
If this is so automatic and so important for building trust in our personal lives, why on earth do we just throw it out the window when we talk to our donors?
That's a perfect transition into the problem, isn't it? The impersonal ask.
The transactional default. We know everyone in this space is passionate.
Yeah.
But that passion doesn't always translate well when you're just sending out a mass communication.
Right. You get those common pitfalls. The broad, generic language like, support us, give now.
The mass email blasts.
The social media posts that feel like they're shouting into the void. They're loud, but they completely ignore what might be happening in the recipient's life at that exact moment.
And we suggest that this is where mentalizing just fails completely. We get so focused on, data segmentation, demographics, giving history, but we forget about psychological segmentation.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you're not talking to a person anymore. You're talking to a list. You have no idea if the person on that list just got a huge promotion or if they just lost their job.
We're treating them like a transaction.
Exactly. And the underlying issue here is a kind of confirmation bias. We assume they already feel the same urgency we do. We're essentially just talking to ourselves and projecting that onto them.
So when that message finally lands in their inbox, even if it's filled with our passion for them, it has all the emotional weight of a credit card receipt.
Or a utility bill. It's a demand, not an invitation.
Okay, so if that transactional way of communicating is, well, it's a bust, how do we start rebuilding that connection?
We recommend a really powerful mindset shift, and we frame it using the first date analogy.
Okay, I like this. A first date.
Right. Think about how terrible a first date would be if you treated it like a fundraising appeal.
Oh, that would be a disaster.
You walk up and say, "Hi, I'm great. My mission is critical. You should commit to me for the next 40 years. Here's my Venmo."
Yeah, you'd get blocked immediately. You wouldn't do it. On a first date, you listen. You ask questions. You're trying to figure out who they are.
You're mentalizing. You're trying to see if your values align.
So applying that to fundraising.
Okay. We recommend that the first point of contact should never, ever be, "Give us $100. It has to be conversational, something more like, "Here's a story we think you'll love. What do you think about this issue?"
So you're shifting the goal from get the transaction to start the relationship.
Exactly, the donation.
Yeah.
We suggest seeing that as maybe the second date, or even the third. The first contact is just about getting to know them.
That makes a lot of sense. But let's go even deeper. Let's talk about what we call the mirror analogy. This is about really defining who your ideal donor is.
This is maybe the biggest shift we suggest. It's recognizing that the ultimate person you're trying to reach, the one who really gets it, is basically a duplicate of yourself.
Not in demographics, though.
No, not at all. In terms of values, in terms of what they're passionate about.
So the central question we're posing is, are you talking to your donors as if you're talking to yourself?
That's the acid test, isn't it?
It is. If I got this email, would I feel inspired or would I feel like I was just processed?
And when you start thinking that way, you realize that when we talk to ourselves about our mission, we don't need a sales pitch. We're already sold.
We don't need to be convinced. We need to be
Yeah.
activated.
Right. And we suggest that what we really need are three things.
Okay, what's the first one?
First, we need to be reminded of our passion. Life is busy. We get distracted. A great appeal doesn't sell the cause. It brings that core emotional reason back into focus.
So less about generic statistics and more about, say, the story of why the organization was founded in the first place.
Exactly. Second, we need to be shown the impact. Donors aren't just giving money away. They are investors. They want to see a return.
And we suggest that means getting really specific. Not we helped 1,000 people, but your $50 last year, it bought textbooks for 3 students and they all passed their exams.
That's tangible. That makes me feel like a successful partner in the mission.
And the third thing.
We need to be included in the solution. Mentalizing means you respect their intelligence. You don't just treat them like an ATM.
So that might look like asking for their opinion on a new project or inviting them to a low-stakes brainstorming session.
We recommend asking for their time or their thoughts before you ask for their money. That's real inclusion.
That's the core of speaking to the donor in the mirror. You're treating them like the smart, passionate partner they are because you see yourself reflected in them. This feels like it can actually scale.
It can. So here's the actionable challenge. The thing we suggest you try this week.
Okay, I'm ready.
Before you send your next big email or campaign, just stop. Stop the mass broadcast planning for a minute.
And instead, pick one person, one specific person from your list who you know really well. A volunteer, a board member, someone you had a great conversation with.
Yes. And then write the appeal just for them. Mentalize their day, their job, the specific reason they care about your work. Write it like a personal note directly to that one person.
And what we find is, when you do that, all the generic corporate speak just melts away.
It has to. You're forced to be human. And that message you create, which you can then adapt for a wider audience, is just inherently more compelling, more respectful.
It's the difference between asking for a transaction
and building a real relationship. And lets your own passion shine through in a way that actually connects.
That's a fantastic takeaway. And to leave everyone with a final thought to mull over.
Go for it.
What's the one core passion point about your organization? Maybe something that feels so obvious to you that you never even mention it, that you're failing to communicate because you just assume everyone else gets it too.
For more information about this and all Click and Pledge products, make sure to visit clickandpledge.com and request for a one-on-one training or demo, whether you are a client or curious about our platform. Just ask us, and we will gladly get together with you to chat.
And don't forget to subscribe to this deep dive to stay up to date with all the latest and greatest features of the Click and Pledge Fundraising Command Center.